Welcome back everyone. I'm Sadie. And guys, today we're diving into Bride Hard, a wedding story that turns into a full-blown action nightmare when a secret agent is forced to protect the one person who matters most to her. You don't need any previous movie or franchise knowledge to follow this story, because everything you need to know is revealed as we go. At its heart, this is a story about two childhood best friends who have grown apart without ever truly understanding why. So today, we're going to follow Sam and Betsy through a wedding that begins with flowers, champagne, and promises of forever, and ends with guns, explosions, betrayal, and one very unexpected secret finally coming to light. But imagine this for a second. What if the day your best friend is supposed to have the happiest moment of her life suddenly becomes the most dangerous day of her entire life? Imagine the bride standing at the altar in a beautiful white gown, surrounded by flowers, music, and smiling guests. Everything looks perfect. And then, without warning, 27 heavily armed men storm through the doors carrying real guns and rocket launchers. And the craziest part, one of the bridesmaids standing inside that wedding looks completely ordinary. But behind that innocent smile is a highly trained secret agent whose true identity isn't even known to her own best friend. That woman is Sam. Sam and Betsy have been best friends since childhood. They grew up together, shared their happiest memories and their worst moments, and for years they were practically inseparable. Now Betsy is finally getting married to Ryan Caldwell, a man from an extremely wealthy family. And because Sam is Betsy's closest friend, she is supposed to be her maid of honor, the person responsible for making the entire wedding experience unforgettable. So Sam plans an extravagant bachelorette party for Betsy in Paris. But the moment the celebration begins, Sam disappears. No explanation, no warning. She simply leaves. And for Betsy, this isn't just disappointing. It's personal, because this isn't the first time Sam has abandoned her at an important moment. Every time Betsy needs her the most, Sam seems to disappear. And from Betsy's point of view, it feels like her best friend simply doesn't care anymore. But the truth is completely different. Sam isn't some unreliable friend who keeps running away from important events. She's a highly skilled secret agent. And on that particular night in Paris, she has a much more dangerous responsibility. A European criminal has gotten his hands on a deadly bioweapon, and Sam's mission is to recover it before it falls into the wrong hands. Her handler, Nadine, gives her the assignment, and Sam immediately leaves the party to deal with it. She may bend the rules along the way, but she gets the job done. The problem is, Betsy knows absolutely none of this. All she knows is that Sam disappeared again. So, hurt and furious, Betsy drinks enough to make an emotional decision. She removes Sam from the maid of honor position and gives the role to her future sister-in-law, Virginia. At first, Virginia seems like the stereotypical spoiled rich girl, the kind of person who seems completely out of place in a serious situation. But as the story continues, we start to see that there's more to her than meets the eye. There are also two other bridesmaids. Lydia is confident, outspoken, and openly flirtatious. And Zoe is pregnant, which makes the chaos of the upcoming wedding even more complicated. Meanwhile, Nadine tells Sam that despite everything that happened, she still needs to attend Betsy's wedding. So Sam heads to Savannah, Georgia, where the Caldwell family owns a private island estate. And this isn't some ordinary wedding venue. The estate is enormous, luxurious, and surrounded by water. A beautiful mansion sits on the island, ready to host what should be one of the most important celebrations of Betsy's life. But the moment Sam arrives, something feels wrong. Her instincts immediately start working. Years of spy training have taught her never to ignore that feeling. She smiles. She jokes. She acts like an ordinary bridesmaid. But underneath that cheerful appearance, she's constantly watching. She meets Ryan's parents, Mark and Diane Caldwell. They appear warm, polite, and incredibly welcoming. But Sam notices something behind their smiles, a coldness that makes her suspicious. Then there's Chris, the best man. Chris is an old family friend of the Caldwells. He's charming, confident, and seems to be everyone's favorite person at the wedding. At first, the romantic setup looks almost predictable. Virginia appears interested in Chris. Chris seems increasingly interested in Sam. Feels like the beginning of a typical romantic comedy. But this story isn't really about romance. Because the next morning, everything is about to change. The night before the wedding, everyone gathers for the rehearsal dinner. There are jokes, speeches, laughter, and emotional toasts. For a moment, everything feels normal. No one realizes that by the next morning, their entire world is going to collapse. Betsy is still angry with Sam. She still doesn't understand why her best friend keeps disappearing. And that misunderstanding has created a quiet distance between them. They may still love each other, but something between them has changed. Then the wedding preparations begin. Flowers are arranged. Guests arrive. Everything looks perfect. Until Sam notices something strange. A group of unfamiliar men arrives on the island carrying what looks like ordinary guitar cases. Nobody else pays attention, but Sam does. Her trained eyes immediately recognize what is hidden inside one of those cases. An RPG, a rocket launcher. Sam quickly contacts Nadine and warns her that something is wrong. But Nadine tells her to stay calm. Maybe she's mistaken. Maybe there's another explanation. There isn't. Sam is right. As Betsy and Ryan finally stand at the altar, ready to exchange their vows, the doors suddenly open. Kurt storms into the wedding with 27 armed men. In seconds, the celebration becomes a hostage situation. Guests scream. People run. The decorations are destroyed. The wedding cake crashes to the floor. And the dream wedding turns into a nightmare. Kurt despises wealthy people. He believes rich families build their fortunes by exploiting everyone beneath them. And now he's here to take that wealth for himself. His target is the Caldwell family's secret vault. But getting inside isn't simple. The vault can only be accessed through a unique security system involving the Caldwell family's wedding rings and biometric scans. Every 30 minutes, the family members must place their rings on a special device and provide an eye scan. Only then does another section of the vault unlock. The family members are Ryan, Virginia, Mark, and Diane. So Kurt doesn't just need the guests. He needs the Caldwell family alive. Everyone is taken hostage. Everyone except Sam. Because after the argument with Betsy, Sam had already moved away from the altar. Now she's somewhere inside the estate, watching everything from the shadows. And she's waiting for the right moment to strike. Then comes the first major shock. Chris, the charming, trusted best man everyone thought they could rely on, is working with Kurt. He's the traitor. But Chris isn't interested in the gold. What he really wants is a hard drive hidden inside the vault. Chris believes that the information stored on it can help free his father from prison. According to Chris, his father was framed by the Caldwell family for theft and robbery. For years, Chris has carried that anger. He deliberately became close to the Caldwells, earned their trust, and eventually became their trusted best man. All of it was part of a long-term plan. He gave Kurt the mansion's layout. He revealed the secrets of the vault. Kurt would take the gold. Chris would take the hard drive. At least that's what Chris believes. But now the real action is about to begin. Still dressed in her beautiful bridesmaid outfit and wearing high heels, Sam starts taking down Kurt's men one by one. Her years of training kick in. She uses whatever is around her as a weapon. Wedding decorations. Anything she can grab becomes part of her arsenal. And when she finally comes face to face with Chris, she's shocked to discover that the man everyone trusted is actually part of the attack. But she doesn't hesitate. Sam takes him down and secretly takes Ryan's family ring from him. The ring he possesses because he's the best man. And from a distance, Betsy sees everything. For the first time, she realizes that her best friend isn't just some woman who runs a cat show and keeps disappearing. Sam has been hiding an entirely different life. Dangerous one. A life filled with missions, weapons, and secrets. And somehow, she had managed to hide all of it from Betsy for years. Betsy is stunned. But beneath the shock, there's something else. Pride. Her best friend isn't abandoning her because she doesn't care. She's been living a life Betsy never even knew existed. Then Betsy sees Sam heading toward the kitchen, and she comes up with a plan. She tells Kurt that the hostages need food, especially her injured husband. Ryan has already been shot during the confrontation with Chris. Kurt allows her to go. But Betsy isn't really going to get food. She's going to find Sam. And when she reaches the kitchen, she finally sees the truth with her own eyes. Her childhood best friend is taking down Kurt's men like a professional fighter. For a moment, Betsy can hardly believe what she's watching. Then the two women look at each other. And suddenly, after years of misunderstandings, they are finally on the same side. Together they create a plan. Betsy will help get the hostages out. Sam will stay behind and deal with the remaining attackers. And for the first time in years, the two best friends are fighting side by side again. The Caldwell estate has a secret passage, and that hidden route becomes their best chance of escape. Betsy takes responsibility for getting the hostages through it. Virginia, Lydia, Zoe, and even Betsy's former military father, Frank, step up and help. Everyone who seemed helpless only minutes earlier suddenly finds a reason to fight. But escaping isn't easy. Several times it looks like everything is about to fall apart. A hostage nearly gets caught. A guard suddenly blocks the escape route. The group has to improvise again and again. Yet every time danger closes in, Betsy and the others manage to find another way forward. Eventually they make it outside. But Sam isn't so lucky. Kurt manages to overpower her and traps her in a dangerous situation. At the same time, Chris has a problem of his own. The vault has been opened. The gold is in Kurt's hands. And now Kurt no longer needs Chris. To him, Chris is just another loose end. Kurt is even prepared to kill the man who helped him get inside. Trying to escape Kurt's men, Sam and Chris end up hiding inside a wine cellar. And just when things seem hopeless, Betsy and the other women come back. They aren't running away. They're coming back for their friend. Together, they launch an attack that catches Kurt completely off guard. He never expected the bride herself to come charging back into the fight. The final battle begins. Betsy and Sam chase Kurt through the estate, moving almost instinctively as a team. They barely need to speak. A glance is enough. A gesture is enough. They understand each other's moves the way they did when they were children. And that old friendship suddenly becomes their greatest weapon. Eventually they manage to corner Kurt. But Chris still refuses to give up. He wants the hard drive. He believes it is the only thing that can save his father. So he makes one final attempt to get it. But Sam is faster. She gets the hard drive and escapes. Then everything erupts in a massive explosion. For a moment, Chris appears to be dead. But this story isn't finished with him yet. Somehow, Chris survives. And he returns one final time, badly injured but still holding on to his obsession. He has a detonator. And if Sam doesn't give him the hard drive, he's threatening to press the button and blow everything apart. Now the situation has become even more dangerous. Sam could simply fight him. She could try to overpower him. But instead, she forces him to face the truth. She tells Chris that his father wasn't framed by the Caldwells. His father was actually guilty. The evidence on the hard drive doesn't prove his innocence. Proves something much worse. His father really was involved in criminal activity. Chris has spent years building his entire life around a lie. And in the middle of the argument, everything suddenly goes wrong. Sam's finger accidentally presses the detonator. A massive explosion tears through the Caldwell mansion. The entire estate is engulfed in destruction. Fortunately, everyone has already escaped. So despite the scale of the explosion, nobody inside loses their life. And somehow, after everything they've survived, Betsy and Ryan still manage to have their wedding. The danger is finally over. Nadine arrives with a rescue team and captures the remaining criminals. Kurt and his men are no longer a threat. But after everything that happened, the wedding celebration isn't quite over yet. At the end of the ceremony, the bride throws her bouquet. And somehow, it lands directly in Sam's hands, which would be a perfectly innocent wedding tradition. Except Sam's finger accidentally touches the detonator again. Everyone freezes. Then they realize what happened. And instead of panicking, everyone bursts out laughing. After surviving armed mercenaries, betrayals, explosions, and a hostage situation, somehow the biggest joke of the entire wedding is Sam accidentally threatening to blow everything up one more time. The mood finally becomes lighter, and Sam takes the opportunity to say something that matters far more than all the fighting. Standing in front of her friends, she gives a heartfelt speech about friendship, loyalty, and the people who stay beside you even when they don't understand everything you're going through. She asks everyone to make one promise. Her real identity as a secret agent must remain a secret. Nobody can tell anyone. And for Betsy, that moment finally brings everything together. For years, she thought Sam had been deliberately abandoning her. She thought her best friend didn't care enough to be there. Now she understands the truth. Every time Sam disappeared, she wasn't running away from Betsy. She was out there protecting people, saving lives, doing a job that she could never talk about. And suddenly, all those painful memories look completely different. Betsy finally gets her best friend back. Not the version of Sam she thought she knew. The real Sam. The woman who had been standing beside her all along, even while carrying an entire secret life behind that smile. And then Virginia does something that makes the moment even more emotional. She gives the maid of honor position back to Sam. After everything that happened, there's no question anymore about who truly belongs beside Betsy. Sam and Betsy embrace. And in that hug, all the years of misunderstanding, anger, disappointment, and distance finally begin to disappear. They've been best friends since childhood. They survived one of the most insane wedding days imaginable. And now their friendship is stronger than it has ever been. What began as a story about a bride feeling abandoned by her best friend turns into something much deeper. It's a story about the secrets we keep, the people we misunderstand, and the friendships that can survive even the most impossible situations. Because sometimes, the person who seems to be leaving you behind is actually fighting battles you know nothing about. And sometimes, the strongest bond isn't built by knowing everything about someone. It's built by choosing to stand beside them when everything falls apart. In the end, this wedding becomes a ridiculous mixture of chaos, action, comedy, danger, and emotion. But underneath all the explosions and gunfights is a simple message. No matter how violent the storm becomes, real friendship can still find a way through it. And sometimes, all it takes is one impossible day to remind two best friends why they were never meant to lose each other in the first place.